A green tomato is an unripe tomato.
Welcome to Shep Rambles, where I am Shep, and I tend to ramble about what? Anything and everything. And is Rotten Tomatoes a reliable source for movie reviews? Well, let me answer that. No. Okay, I'm just kidding around. We're still going to look at this article. No, I don't think it's a reliable source for movie reviews, but let's take a look at this article. It's from the Huffington Post, which, well, I mean, take that with a grain of salt, but there's some interesting things in here, so let's take a look and see what it says. So, has Rotten Tomatoes become less reliable in recent years? All right. Mark Hughes, he's a screenwriter, film critic on Quora. I'm a critic featured on Rotten Tomatoes, and I do think it serves a purpose similar to Siskel and Ebert giving thumbs up, thumbs down for films. You don't get the nuances of the degree of approval, but you at least get a quick snapshot of whether a majority of reviewers are claiming a film is good or bad. There are flaws to the counting, and there are problems with how people are interpreting the data. But as an aggregate, the site offers a limited way to see if a film is mostly accepted or mostly rejected by film reviewers. All right, and then it talks about fresh or rotten, but I don't think we're really interested in that. We're more interested in audience scores, because I think generally people know that critic scores are a bit fixed. Because if they leave a bad score, then they don't get into premieres and stuff. At least that's the thing that's what's believed, and I believe some reviewers have come out and explained that, but I don't have any links to it. So let's see. I realize that most folks don't know the site actually does offer reviewers additional options. All right. And he says, that's why I'm less critical of the site itself per se and what it really tries to accomplish. Ever wonder what this per se stands for? I hear people use that. Per se, per se, per se. Say that enough times, it sounds like something else. Let's find out what per se means. By or in itself or themselves, intrinsically. Well, that explains a lot. It is not these facts per se that are important. How about synonyms? Synonyms. Per se, Thomas Keller Restaurant Group. Let's see. Translations. Oh, here we go. In itself, of itself, by itself, in and of itself, as such, intrinsically, by its very nature, in essence, by definition. I like this, by definition. Let's go back. Okay, so that's why I'm less critical of the site itself, by definition, and what it really tries to accomplish. I don't know, maybe that works. I am far more critical of the way reviewers, sadly, particular fan site bloggers who seem more inclined toward, clickbait motivations. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of clickbait videos out there who are trying to get people's attention because such and such show is like, oh no, it's 20%. Oh no, it's 16%. Oh no, it keeps dropping. And of course, it's like a magnet. It attracts, I don't know what it is, but some people, it seems like bad news is more attractive than good news. You know, it's kind of like, oh, California fell in the ocean. Oh, a meteor hit the planet and half of it's gone. Everyone, oh man, I gotta read this. Oh, I gotta watch this. So I don't know. It's like a magnet for stuff. So people use it as clickbait because they monetize their videos. They're trying to make money. They're trying to get views, so that way they can make more money. And I'll tell you right now, I don't make money off of these videos. I just do it for the fun of it. I do it just because I can do it. So I have no need to do clickbait here. I just do a video and I just kind of speak my mind and say how it is. So I don't have any motivations. I don't get any freebies or anything. Anyway, users of that site are increasingly making RT less helpful and less reliable. Well, if he's saying this, then why is he saying this? It's less helpful and less reliable, but I'm less critical of the site per se. Well, maybe that's the per se that makes it different. Anyway, let me explain 4 key ways that this happens in regards to critics and users adversely affecting the reliability and reputation of the site. All right, so number 1, some critics who are on Rotten Tomatoes, we'll just refer to it as RT, literally don't even know how to enter their data into it. I've seen that there are some videos on YouTube about you're not using Rotten Tomatoes right. At least one critic wasn't aware he was supposed to select fresh or rotten from the drop-down menu. That's pretty much what number 1 is. All right, so number 2, some critics intentionally created fresh or rotten scores before even really seeing the film. Most famously, a top critic on the site once bragged about adding a negative review rating of a film just to anger fans of the director, Christopher Nolan. Batman movie, possibly? I don't know for sure. But maybe it was Memento. Memento was awesome. And to ruin the film's perfect 100% rating at the time. So, yeah, and I've heard about this too. Same thing with game reviews. There are shills out there that sit there and put a wonderful review on something before even the game comes out, or maybe the day it comes out. Like, what do you mean the day? That doesn't give you a whole lot of time to play the game and really know if it's good or not. And if you do know if it's that good or not, well, maybe there's not much depth to that game. Just an opinion. All right, some critics give films fresh or rotten scores based not on their actual feelings, but simply to stand out from what other critics are saying in order to get more clicks on their articles. Now, I know this is talking about critics, but these can also be applied to audience scores. So there are people who will leave 1-star ratings, 5-star ratings, because of whatever feeling that they've got. Oh, I absolutely hate this movie. So they give it a 1 star. Well, why do they hate it? To me, something is not a 1 star unless it is absolutely dog crap. Like, everything is bad with it. I mean, me personally, if I was to rate The Last Jedi, I wouldn't rate it 1 star. I mean, there are things about it that are good. I mean, it's not all bad. It's just mostly bad. I don't know, 3 is in the middle. It's an average movie. I'd say below average. I'd say about 2 stars. But 1 star, no. I don't think it's a 1 star. I mean, you guys would disagree, I'm sure. And then there are some other movies like Ghostbusters, which I haven't seen, but I've seen enough clips of it. For example, CinemaSins. They do the whatever, or What's Wrong. What is that? Everything Wrong With. That's it. Everything Wrong With. Oh, I love that guy. And you can basically watch like the whole movie just with his video, because he's going to pick usually the main parts of a movie. And so you can, just based off of what I saw, it just looked like dog crap. I mean, that looked like something that I would just hate all the way through. And so, yeah, that would be a 1 star. The second Transformers movie, I forget what it was called. That's how bad it was. I hated it. Ugh. 1 star. Oh man, the third Mummy movie, that just wasn't good either. So, just the things that I absolutely hated. I didn't absolutely hate Last Jedi. Like I said, there were things about it that were good, and there just was a lot of things that were bad. But yeah, so some of this stuff can be applied to audience ratings too. Again, there's going to be people in the audience that are going to leave bad reviews, so that way it attracts other people to leave bad reviews. But then you've got the people that are throwing in 5-star reviews just to throw 5-star reviews in there, just to get the score back up. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can't rely on Rotten Tomatoes. It is not the be-all, end-all of movie television quality. It's not. Take it with a grain of salt or pepper. And then, yeah, the whole clickbait thing, I mentioned that. Let's see. 4. A large portion of R2 users utterly fail to understand what the ratings even mean and think the score is an average of the overall critical grading of the film. I've had extended, often heated debates with people, including actual film critics, who fail to grasp the way the score actually works. So here, the score is equivalent to asking 100 people to raise their right hand if they thought a film was good, and then counting the number who raised their right hand. The number doesn't tell you how much they liked it, and the number is skewed by some people accidentally raising their left hand instead of their right hand, and a few people who liked it but refused to raise their hand because they wanted to change the outcome of the vote. And then everyone watching this vote assumes that the final number of people who raised their hand is a percentage equivalent to a letter grade in school, where 50% is an F, 75 is a C, 90 is an A, reflecting literally quality of the film. So, at the end of the day, regardless of the site's intentions, the final outcome is inevitably driven by the critics and users. Yada, 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 yada. I think the fix to this is relatively easy. RT should require reviewers to not just pick fresh or rotten, but to instead use a little sliding scale, like the one he's drawn out here. Yeah, that I've seen this on other sites where you have, I think it was like some game review sites, where you had a sliding scale which would show where it was on that scale. The thing is I don't know if that would make much of a difference, especially when you got people that are just going in there trying to rate it as low as possible because they absolutely hate something and they want to make it bad for everyone else. There might be some people who are interested in that TV show or that movie, and maybe they'll enjoy it. But instead, they're being turned away from the show or movie because everyone else has some type of agenda that they want to fulfill. Oh, I hate Star Wars. They've got an agenda, blah, blah, blah. Nobody should be allowed to watch that movie. You know, it needs to die. And then you've got the other side that's, you know, wanting to push their agenda, you know, of forced diversity or what have you. So it works both ways. And then he goes in here talking about his doodling here on an iPhone. Are you plug-in iPhone here? Does anyone care that he has an iPhone? I don't. The black blob near the top middle is supposed to be a little tomato icon. Well, I figured it was either that or an apple. And then there's all this crap. And all this. And maybe the best blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's the end of the article there. But I have another thing that I pulled up here, and that's from Reddit. And gotta make sure not to scroll this too far, otherwise you won't see it because of my big head in the way. This guy says, I check out the user reviews on RT from time to time. Today, someone just posted a bunch of fakes. Check them out for laughs. They are A, always 5 stars, and B, perfect spelling and punctuation. I didn't really think about this. I would think that something that is not spelled correctly would be fake. But I don't know. Maybe he's got a point. Because people are trying to make the reviews too perfect in order to make it look legit when it's really not. It boggles the mind. Blown. Anyway, you've got shills don't exist. The way that's spelled there. That poor intern. Citizen Kane. It's like, it's got to be better than... I've seen that before. I've seen more people have said that. These are so clearly written by the same person who is running out of fake ways to say the same thing. I wonder if RT Rotten Tomatoes removes them. Shill Wars. The Last Jedi speaks for the strength of a united front against imperial aggression. The final image leaves us with the assurance that young people tired of injustice will pick up the ball the elders have dropped. Cringe. Great! Luke Skywalker saves the day. Is this person high? Dang, this guy is running out of things to say. I'll help him. The Force is female. BB-8 saves the day. Pitch perfect performances of a lifetime. Better than Plan 9 from outer space. My favorite. 5 stars. Porg, simply the best. Here's another one. Love Rose, love Finn, love the Kylo and Rey. These are gold. And someone says half of them are from Ryan Johnson. But you see where I'm getting at. I mean, when you have a controversial movie or something that each side has some type of agenda, either they want to take the movie down or the TV show down, or you've got the other side, the shills, that are trying to pass their own agenda. Either way you look at it, it's an agenda. And they use Rotten Tomatoes because a lot of people go to Rotten Tomatoes. Not everyone, but a lot of people go there. And so they use that to influence everyone else. And I'm just saying, you know what? If you want to know about a movie, go to maybe more than one site. You know, take a look at Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not saying it's all bad, but take a look at it. Read it for your reviews. Maybe check out some other sites. And if you're not sure about the movie, wait. Wait to see it. Wait for the dollar theater. Wait for it to come on streaming or something, you know. Amazon Prime. You know, wait. Pay less for it. So that way you're not going to a movie and paying $15 a person and then realizing the movie sucked. So, I don't know. That's my thing. And let me know what you think about Rotten Tomatoes. Is it about as rotten eggs? Or do you think it is the holy grail of movie reviews and quality? Let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, I will see you on the next rambling video.